How's this for a hairy moment in practice? I'm doing one of my programs and Gasly right on the line, backing out there, and I had to jam on the brakes so I didn't hit him. I mean, it looks a lot worse than it is, but that was genuinely quite scary.
For the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Normally these streets are lined with vehicles, it's non-stop traffic jams, but today the roads are closed to everyone except the 20 best drivers in the world. It's time for qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 24 career mode. We're now at round 17 of season 3, entering the last third. This is Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last one from Monza, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. And don't forget, if you have missed an installment or a couple and you'd like to catch up, there is a playlist on my channel, F1 24 career mode. Well, my lap just went to hell there as we made a mistake in the left-right, as you just seen. So we pit in after completing the lap, and we're going again because we're in the danger zone, as it were. But unfortunately, look at the traffic we got to navigate. I'm hoping they get out of the way easy. First off is Yuki Tsunoda, and he's currently passing Verstappen, who stopped going very slow in the middle of the circuit. And I've had to navigate Verstappen. That's cost me half a second. Am I going to be able to gain it back in the final sector? Or are we just losing too much here? As I now navigate the castle section, I've clipped the wall there as well. Perez trying to stay out the way. In the end, we were not able to improve. And it's P18 on the grid for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And somehow, we still beat a Red Bull.
A warm welcome to you all at home for today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. And where a fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as pole position. With Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez finishing third from there in 2017 and 2018 respectively. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Stroll, Tsunoda, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Albon, Joe, Magnussen, Sunshine, Behrman, and Théo Pourchaire. And alongside me today,
first corner.
This is a bit of deja vu, really, isn't it? Right at the back of the grid for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Can we do a repeat of last season where we still won it? We are underway here in Baku, and it's an okay start for us. We've out-dragged Magnussen though, and we should be able to have a look at Piastri and Joe up the inside, but Joe's gone around the outside and he's got to clear a bit of track. I've clipped the inside wall and re-lost the place to Magnussen, so that's left me with it to do again. But we're going to go down the inside here, late braking, and again Magnussen holding it. And we've got a warning for a collision with Piastri. I didn't know where I hit him, I didn't think I hit him, but now we're having a look down the inside of Magnussen, and are we going to get the move done on the Haas? Yes, we are. Up into P17. Now applying the pressure to Oscar Piastri. Going down the inside of Oscar Piastri. And we've got that move done. Up into P16. Gaining 2 places off the start. Maybe make it 3. No. Zhou has that covered. But the AI do get backed up here on the first lap. So there might be an opportunity to go down the inside. And we are trying to take that opportunity now. Moving into P15. That is a good move. Up into 15th. Next up is Albon and Hülkenberg ahead of us. Can we get past them two? We might be able to give it a go. Charles Leclerc sets the fastest lap of the race. He's leading at the end of lap 1. We're now having a look at Alex Albon to try and take P14. Are we going to get Albon? Yes, we do. Up another place. And that's Lando Norris in 12th. He's on hard tyres. So our main championship rival also having a dreadful start. And it's just got even worse for him because he's just lost a place to Nico Hulkenberg. Lando's now trying to fight me off. Hulkenberg's going to cover Norris. And we're going to sweep round the outside of the pair of them. And that is a stunning little overtake, isn't it? Up into P12. Hulkenberg in P13. Norris down to 14th. And he's losing a little bit of time there. And I wonder, has he got a bit of damage? Yes, he has. He tagged Hulkenberg. And he's lost a piece of his front wing. That's a disaster for Lando Norris. And he's lost 2 seconds in a couple of sectors already. It is a disaster of a start for Norris. But it's a terrific one for us because we're up 6 places. And it means that Lando isn't really doing any damage to us in the championship at the moment. Given that he's only 10 points behind, that's critical. Here we are then, tucked up behind Sainz. Well, we were tucked up behind him. We've gone a little bit deep there. But we're still not that far behind him. And trying to get clear of Hulkenberg. Albon has now passed the slow Lando Norris. So it's really not going well for Norris today, is it? It's an absolute shocker of a day. Right, here we go. Are we going to be able to get within the DRS of Sainz? We're not currently there. But at the end of lap 4, we have caught up to him. So we're just biding our time a little bit now. With Lando Norris having the shocking start to the race that he's had, I'm just biding my time a little bit. And I'm also reconsidering my strategy from Season 2, where I run long on mediums, hope for a safety car or something, and then switch on to softs a bit later in the race. So we're now going round the outside of Carlos Sainz, and that should take P11 from him. It does take P11 from him. And now we're setting after Esteban Ocon in P10. Gasly dead ahead of him as well. He was a real threat in the Italian Grand Prix, wasn't he? But Gasly back fighting at the bottom end of the points. And we're now going to try and use everything at our disposal to catch up with Ocon. We're catching him. We're catching him. We're catching him. And we should be able to get round the outside of the Sauber. Do we get round the outside of the Sauber? Yes, we do. Little bit of a clip there, but we've managed to get past Ocon up into the points now. Although we go very deep there, and I nearly hit the wall. That would have been a disaster for me. Don't want to be doing that. But we have got past Esteban Ocon, and next up is Pierre Gasly. We're on lap 6 of 26, so we are moving forwards quite nicely. And I don't want to really rush it, you know. I want to make sure that every time I go for an overtake, I'm not taking a massive risk. I'm just making sure that I can get the job done. Right, here's Pierre Gasly now. We're closing. Gasly, is he going to cover? Not really. And we go down the inside here. And that was a very textbook overtake. Up into P9. Next up are the 2 RBs, or V-Carbs, or whatever you want to call them. Visa Cash Up, OnlyFans, Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri, Red Bull, whatever it is. But now right behind Yuki Tsunoda, trying to stay within that 1 second because that will give us the DRS we need to blast past. Gasly and Knight staying very close to us, but Ocon, he's kind of lost touch. And at the end of lap 8, we are closer to Tsunoda, and surely this is going to be the overtake. I don't even think we need to use our battery or anything to get past. This should just be quite a straightforward move. And he's dropped out of DRS of Perez. No, he hasn't. I thought he had. He hadn't. The DRS opens. And we are just alongside Tsunoda. Brake a bit later. Tsunoda's trying to hold us out around the outside. But there's nothing he can do there as we move up another place to P8. Next up is Perez, Verstappen. And I think there's a Mercedes and an Aston Martin ahead of this queue. That was an ambitious move on Perez. I don't know what I thought I was trying there, but that wasn't going to work. Right, we're now back onto the rear of Sergio Perez, and surely this is going to be the move. Perez goes to cover. I'm going to go to the outside. I'm going to brake a bit later, sweep round the outside and get that move done, although that was a little closer to the wall there than I would have liked. But next up is Max Verstappen in P6, who's tucked up behind Lewis Hamilton, who I think is tucked up behind, I want to say Alonso, but I think that might be Stroll, because I think Alonso is a bit further up. heading into the castle section. I always have to draw breath every time I take this corner, because I always get just a little bit terrified that I'm going to get it wrong and clout the barrier. But we're right up behind Max Verstappen, who is right up behind Lewis Hamilton. And again, I think that Aston Martin is Stroll, given how much that this pack is being held up. No offence to Lance, but on this game, I don't think his stats are quite as high as Fernando. So I think that is Stroll backing it up. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, all in a line. And Perez and Tsunoda waiting in the wings, hoping for it to go horribly wrong. Onto the straight we go. Are we going to have enough overtaking power to get past Max Verstappen? We're getting right in the slipstream. Verstappen already covering. No, he's not. He's going for Hamilton. There isn't going to be a way through there, and it is Lance Stroll in P4. Hamilton and Verstappen are side by side. We've seen this before, and it's ended in tears before. Verstappen and Hamilton still going at it. Is there a way to pass the pair of them? No. Hamilton's got a great run out of the corner now, and he's going to try and pass Verstappen. Has Hamilton got past Verstappen? No, Verstappen's going around the outside. Hamilton is backed up here, and that means Hamilton will be vulnerable to this right-hander, which we're trying to get past him now. Hamilton fighting me every step of the way here, and we're going to try and go around the outside, and we have got past Lewis Hamilton. Moving up into P4 now, because drivers are starting to pit. So this is our chance now to take the lead of the race and try and get some clear laps in. Hopefully come out, I'm hoping around 6th or 7th when we move on to the soft. And the safety car is out!
Safety car deployed.
Oh, timing is a wonderful thing here. Who's caused the safety car though? I think that's Lando Norris smashing into the wall and destroying his wing. He already pitted for one of those, and he's going to have to pit again. Lando Norris's day going from bad to worse, but this has allowed me to come into the pits, change to soft tyres, and I might even get out ahead of Max Verstappen. And I think we are going to be out ahead of Verstappen quite comfortably. So that has really worked in our favour. We're now in P4 on fresh soft tyres. The race is underway again. I'm having to go at Russell one way than the other. George Russell saying absolutely not, keeping me covered. But that's okay. We've got fresh soft, so we can make advantage of this in the last 12 laps. Now, obviously, we are asking a lot of this tyre to go as far as it is needing to go, because our pit stop was 2 or 3 laps earlier than I would have hoped. So I don't know if the soft tyre will have the life for this, but we're gonna hope. Right, on the back of George Russell now. Look at the run we're getting here. It might be worth a look. Here we go, we're getting ever closer and closer to George Russell. He covers the inside. Is there a way past round the outside? Yes, there it is. What a move on George Russell there. Oh my days, you don't see that overtake ever happen, but look at that. And that was me putting sheer confidence in George Russell that he wouldn't whack into the back of me and put me in the wall. Extraordinary scenes here in Baku. Now I'm catching Fernando Alonso for second. Charles Leclerc is leading the way. Alonso is in second, but for how much longer? Answer, not an awful lot longer, because now the Ferraris are in 1-2 position, and Charles Leclerc, who is currently leading the race, well, I think he's going to be overtaken quite soon, because these fresh soft tyres are working an absolute treat. Meanwhile, here comes Fernando Alonso coming back at me, but I'm keeping the inside line, and I've got the overtake done. Alonso, it was worth a try, but in the end he just wasn't able to make anything of it. And now it's time to apply the pressure to Charles Leclerc in front of us, and we are applying the pressure to Leclerc. 0.3 of a second is the gap. He's going to be a sitting duck on this straight. Here we go in the slipstream of Charles Leclerc. Overtaken, DRS activated, and here we go, straight past him and into the lead. That wasn't even, I didn't even break a sweat doing that, and we've set a fastest lap in doing so, a 1:39. I think that's a 1:39.6, and now we lead the Azerbaijan Grand Prix with 8 laps to go. My only hope now is that these tyres hold out, but from P18 to P1, once again from the back to the front in Baku. But I tell you what, we're not really breaking away from Charles Leclerc here. He's staying with us, and on lap 20, we still haven't really got the gap to Leclerc. So I'm really having to push. And in fact, Leclerc is coming back at me here. Charles Leclerc is going down the inside. And Charles Leclerc is retaking the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So Leclerc back in the lead. We're back down to second. Alonso luckily a couple of seconds back. So he's not really a threat to me at this stage. But I want to try and get back past Charles Leclerc if we possibly can. The tyres are starting to lose the best of their grip already. And I'm pushing quite hard to just try and keep up with him here. And here we go at the end of said lap. We should be able to have a go on Leclerc on this straight once again. Round the left, round the right we go. Bang, bang, clipping both apexes. Leclerc is 7/10 ahead. That might be enough, but we'll see. DRS activate, overtake activate. And in fact, 7/10 isn't enough, because we're going to blast past Charles Leclerc once again and retake the lead of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Just 6 laps to go, and me and Leclerc are swapping the lead like it's musical chairs. Lap 22 out of 26, 5 to go. Charles Leclerc coming back at me once again. Charles Leclerc down the inside and taking the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix again. Leclerc really wants this win today, and who can blame him? He's really pushing for it. He's had a miserable season, and if he could just get the win here, it'd be a nice shot in the arm for him as far as his campaign is concerned. But I want this win. I'm going after it. I'm not going to let Leclerc breathe. I want to take this win here and make it the 5th win of the season. But Leclerc, has he got outside of DRS for it? I think he has. Oh, he's not quite outside. He's 9/10. It's so close, but I think we've been able to pull it back. And we do have DRS. But I don't think this time it's going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We're not close enough to Leclerc to attack. So at the moment, Charles Leclerc holding on to the lead with 4 laps to go here at Baku. We might be able to have another go here. And Lando Norris's engine blows up in the end. So a miserable day comes to a miserable end for Norris. But we are closer this time round on the straight. Are we going to have a go at Leclerc? Yes, we are. And we blast past once again with 3 to go. Albeit with a lot less grip on my tyres now than what I've had for the majority of this race. Just 2 laps to go, and I'm starting to struggle for grip now. I'm really starting to struggle. I'm getting wheel spin out of some of the corners, and I'm getting little slides out of some of the corners now. So the tyres not really giving me the traction I need. Here comes Charles Leclerc once again down the inside, and Leclerc gets the move done before the corner, and I'm not going to fight that one off too much, because as you can see now, the tyre grip is really, it's a lot less. And over the course of the last lap, Leclerc has been able to pull out on me, and yeah, look at that. I'm not getting the perfect traction out the corners anymore. So the strategy worked on the one hand, it got me into P2, but we just didn't have the tyres to hold on to P1. P1 today will be taken by Charles Leclerc, but I'm still going to bring it home second and make it a Ferrari 1-2. Not a bad day's work.
Yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive. Thank you.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory. He wins.
They led from lights out to the flag at the end, and their race victory was never in doubt, was it? Brilliant stuff by them.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
It could have been worse, but if we'd have had the tyres, we might have had a chance at winning that. But it's still P2 and a fastest lap, and with Lando Norris not scoring, I still outscore my main rivals in the championship, so I will happily take that. But Charles Leclerc, after a miserable series of races, finally gets that race win. I take second, making it a Ferrari 1-2. Perfect in the constructors. Russell, Verstappen and Alonso completing the top 5. And that's what this means for the championship. We now have a 29-point gap to Lando Norris. 53 and 57 to Russell and Alonso. And 61 to Verstappen. But Leclerc moves up into P6 in the championship ahead of Lewis Hamilton with that race win. And that was a superb drive by Leclerc. Hopefully he can have more races like that this season, and it will help us in the constructors. And I do believe here we have extended our lead in said constructors championship to 75 points. Well, thank you so much as always for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, hit subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, Tata for now, take care, and I'll see you all very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.